This gets people in a chokehold. You can use this like in a job interview, you can use this everywhere, but I just think this is like such a crucial part of life. You're going to glow from the inside out as soon as you've finished that step, and these next steps that come along will just be the cherries on top. Hello. So I know my videos are a little bit all over the place at the moment, but I just have so many things that I want to divulge to you. I've got a few things to talk to you about today. I'm going to make a couple of videos, so go and check out the one that I'm going to do after this. But the first video I wanted to make today is how to be sexy. It is so simple. First of all, I can hear you asking, well, what makes you qualified? I don't know why I gave you that voice, sorry. What makes you qualified to say all of this? I've never been rejected, and that's not even in like a cocky way. That is just genuinely like, I've never been rejected. The thing is with me is I grew up kind of struggling, and the only thing I knew how to do is to get my way through being seductive, if that makes sense. Being sexy has nothing to do with how you look. It's really just how you carry yourself, which is the best thing, because, you know, if you're not that confident about your looks, then that's fine, because you can still be sexy regardless. We're going to get right up in there. The first thing that you need to make sure you are doing, and if you don't want to do this and you can't be bothered to do this first step, then this video is not for you. Like, you're not supposed to be sexy, and you're not going to be sexy if you don't want to take my advice here. I'm your internet big sister, hi, and this is the first thing that I'm going to need you to do to take the step. But you need to know yourself. And I know that sounds so cringy, because if somebody said to me when I was growing up, like, oh, you don't even know yourself, blah, 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 I would have rolled my eyes. So I get it, trust me. But you can't be confident unless you know who you are. How are you going on dates with people, trying to ask other people questions and get to know those other people when you didn't even do that with yourself? You need to date yourself the same way you date other people. So even if it's just for a week, give yourself 1 week where you prioritize dating yourself. Maybe every night you sit down and you write questions in your journal. Like, it doesn't have to be out loud. You don't have to be cuckoo and start talking to yourself in your room, but maybe you write down questions in your journal and you answer them one by one, you know, like, what do you want in the next 5 years? What does your 2-year plan look like? I don't know, maybe some of you are going on dates and not asking people these questions, and that's the problem. That's why you struggle dating, but that's a different video. But you just need to sit there and get to know yourself. You need to put down your phone. Like, the outside noises, some of you literally can't sit with yourselves. Like, somebody leaves the room and you're by yourself and you pick up your phone straight away. It's disgusting. Like, it's a bad habit, you know? The same way people look down on people for drinking or for smoking, I look down on people for not being able to put down their phones when they're by themselves. I'm allowed to say that because I was one of those people and I did the work to get out of that habit. But like, honestly, it's a disease. Like, it's so bad, and I get it because I've been there, but it's so bad. So yeah, number one, you need to get to know yourself. So just date yourself for about a week or so, and you'll figure out a lot about yourself. I mean, if you're on dates, you're not going to be on your phone. So give yourself the same respect and just put down your phone when you're by yourself and get to know you. Act like you are on a date with you, literally, and you will fall in love with yourself. So that's the first step. You're going to glow from the inside out as soon as you've finished that step, and these next steps that come along will just be the cherries on top. And the next one kind of flows into what I've just said, but it's just confidence. Like, how is confidence taught? I can do a whole nother video on confidence, but the main concept of it is allowing yourself to take up space. You're not kind of like shy, hunched over, like no posture, like you're confident, you're happy to be here, you know you belong in this room or wherever you are, and you know yourself. And that's all I'm going to say on that for this video. I can do a whole nother video on confidence. My favorite thing ever. I love this so much, but it's kind of my thing, eye contact. So some of you, like, when you're talking to people, you're kind of like looking away. You're kind of like scared to speak to someone and like hold eye contact. This gets people in a chokehold. You want to get anybody in a chokehold? Like, even you can use this outside of being sexy. You can use this at work. You can use this like in a job interview. You can use this everywhere. But I just think this is like such a crucial part of life. You want to make sure you're holding that eye contact. So not just like looking at them like, like when they're talking, or even when you're talking. Like some people, you can't look at people when they're talking, you can't look at people when you're talking. Like when are you looking at them? You know, when are you building that connection? You want to make them feel it, like you want to make them sweat. And the way that I always do that is I just look into their eyes. Like you want to look in to their eyes, not just at them on the surface level. Like when you're looking at them, you want to look into their eyes. Like it's my favorite thing ever. I get excited. But yeah, whenever someone's talking to you, that is a crucial step, because you're going to make them feel flustered. You're going to make them think about what they're saying, and that's going to leave an impact on them, and that's going to be attractive. Like they're going to find you attractive for that, you know? First few times are scary, but once you do it a few times, you will find it really fun. You're like, oh, I can't wait to speak to someone again. Like you'll find yourself like doing it with strangers and stuff, and like you can notice the difference in the way that they speak to you. They're like, oh, you know, they think about their words a lot more. The fourth is, when you do things, go slow. Don't be kind of like playing with your hair and like, you know, adjusting yourself and stuff like that. Just like do things nice and slow. You know, maybe you're out for drinks, pick up your drink slowly, like look at them while they're talking, sip your drink, and then, you know, and then if they ask you a question whilst you've got food in your mouth or whilst you've got a drink in your mouth, just like slowly take your time, put the drink down, chew on your food, swallow your drink, and then talk. Like, why are you rushing? Why have you been taught to rush? There's no rush, baby girl, slow down. But that is something that really, I still struggle with it. But just acting flustered, and like being flustered is just not attractive. So I am trying to kind of like reel it in. But I do find it really attractive when I'm speaking to someone, and they kind of take it slow. Like they're just like, I've got all the time in the world with you. You know what I mean? And if we don't get around to everything that I want to talk about, then so be it. I'll see you next time. But I'm not going to rush myself and be flustered for the sake of, I don't even know what. Like, it's just not attractive. And I heard that it's not that feminine either to be rushing and to be flustered. So obviously men typically aren't going to find that attractive. That kind of takes me into my final point. And this is one also that I struggled with more as a kid, because I felt like I was overcompensating for so much. But just stop talking. Like, why are you talking so much? And typically what I found with people who talk too much is that not everything that they say needs to be said. Like, not everything that you're saying is important. You're just talking for the sake of talking now. And then that makes people not want to listen to you, because they know that not everything you say has value. You're just talking for the sake of it. And you come across really dumb. I'm sorry, I said it how it is, but you come across slow when you are just talking too much. Even if you're talking fast, you come across like you don't have much going on up there, because you're saying things for the sake of saying things. And asking lots of questions definitely is always an attractive part. Like, get people speaking about themselves, because then they, you know, they form attachments to you, because they build up what they want to look like to you. You know, you ask someone a question and they can answer it however they want to answer it, and then they form an image of themselves, and now that image that they've created of themselves is attached to you. Anyway, I'll do a whole nother video on that as well. But yeah, just stop talking as much. It's not cute. Nothing you say is that important on the first like few times of meeting people that you need to constantly be talking. There's no need for it. I really hope that adds some spice to your week. As you know, I don't have Instagram and TikTok at the moment, so posting for me, this is my creative outlet. So I'm so sorry if I'm bombarding you with too much content, but that's just the way it is at the moment. I am Angel Wasian. I don't use my last name anymore for obvious reasons. If you know, you know. If you're new here, welcome to the Aura Club. The Aura Club is going to get so big. Like, you have no idea. I have so many plans. I have so many plans for my channel. And if you're, you know, my first 1,000 subscribers, 2,000 subscribers, like, I'm so grateful for you. And you will all be getting Teslas. I'm not joking. Like, if I have Mr. Beast money, I will find my first 1,000 subscribers. I'll find out who you are and I will buy you a Tesla. Like, it's gonna happen, you know. I'm gonna be here. I'm doing YouTube for the long run, so sit tight, 'cause it's gonna be a really interesting journey. The top is Lululemon, and I am going because it's my sister's birthday, so